What's good, everyone? This your main correspondent, Alan Taylor, and I'm back in the broadcast room yet again, always with another one. And yes, indeed, it is another one. So this is where we're at. We're going to dive off into the situation that happened with the plane crash over the Potomac, things like that. Definitely, my heart and prayers go out to everyone that was involved and things like that, and their families as well. And yeah, definitely answers need to be had about how something like this could possibly happen. So we're going to just dive off into a few things here. We're also going to hear from Trump and things like that about this situation. So let's go here now. Quarters, nickels, and dimes, people.
Good Thursday morning. Thank you for being here. I'm Maria Bartiromo, and it is Thursday, January 30th. It is 8:02 on the East Coast. We've got breaking news this morning on the mid-air collision of an American Airlines commercial jet and an Army Black Hawk helicopter over D.C. last night. Officials are saying 27 bodies from the jet and one body from the chopper have been recovered. 28 bodies recovered as the investigation transitions to a recovery mission rather than a search and rescue mission. D.C. Fire and EMS Chief John Donnelly said he expects no survivors. 60 passengers and 4 crew members were on that passenger jet, including several members and coaches from the U.S. figure skating team. They were returning from a camp in Wichita, Kansas. 3 soldiers were said to be on board the military chopper. Terrifying audio captured the moment the crash happened last night.
Did you that? Go around, climb, maintain 3,000. Blackjack 3, can you return to base? Blackjack 3, proceed directly. I believe I need you to land. I need you to land immediately. Can you go to Dallas for a few minutes? Can you go to Baltimore?
President Trump has been briefed on the situation. He said on Truth Social, this is a bad situation that looks like it should have been prevented. On the phone is Boyd Group International President and Aviation.
Hold on. What is going on? That's not me.
Analyst Mike Boyd. Mike, thank you very much for weighing in. Your reaction?
Look, this is a problem we have with air traffic control. Mr. Duffy has to do something about this. We've messed around with air traffic control for 30 years. Now we have deaths in the Potomac because of it. So this is a wake-up call for the new administration, which means fix the FAA and fix it soon before more people die.
You are attributing this and putting the blame on air traffic control and the FAA. Why? Specifically tell us what was wrong.
We had 2 airplanes run into flying machines run into each other over the Potomac. That is the FAA's job to avoid those things. Now, who knows? We have all kinds of human issues here, but the fact is we've had near miss after near miss for the past umpteen years. Now we've had a collision. The collision is the responsibility of the FAA and the air traffic control system. Somebody failed.
Now, hold on. From what dude just saying, the aviation expert, he's saying that they've actually had near misses that they haven't even talked about out here.
So what the French toast is there to think about?
Man, come on. Wow. So they've been keeping a lot of stuff under the table, which, I mean, you know, I get it. Nobody wants to start a panic when, you know, everybody wants to, you know, you have to fly on a plane, like, you know. But Jesus, man, come on. They've been hiding information. Okay.
Tell me how it's possible that a Black Hawk helicopter entered the airspace or the path of a commercial airliner.
They let it happen, number one. Number two, the fact is we are dependent upon humans, and humans make mistakes. There's no question about it. But the very fact we had a Black Hawk helicopter that was in the path, basically, of the approach to Washington National Airport, that is a problem. That should have never let happen. This is why we don't have helicopters a lot of over New York City anymore, because they ran into each other or they crashed into a building. It's the same thing here. So there was a major failure here, and that helicopter shouldn't have been there. The airplane should have, but not the helicopter.
Well, obviously, there's a major failure somewhere, but Sean Duffy, the new transportation secretary a moment ago, was on that press conference saying that the paths were standard, that the jet coming in was following a standard plan, and the Black Hawk helicopter was on its own standard plan. The two can't make sense together if, in fact, there was this.
No, that makes no sense. How are both of them on the standard plan? That makes no sense. If the Black Hawk was in the pathway of what the commercial airline was supposed to be in, because the commercial airline was about to land on the strip where it's supposed to be going. What the fuck is the damn Black Hawk doing over there? Like, come on, people. I don't know what's going on, but this sounds hella shaky to me.
So if he's saying this, they were on their standard path. Why didn't the air traffic control see it?
Right.
Because we have a bad air traffic control system. Unfortunately, his predecessors have tolerated it. They talked about it, but they've tolerated it. And the fact is, yes, if both was doing the right thing, something was wrong with the system, and that means people died because of it, which means Mr. Duffy has to turn around and say, something was really wrong here, we have to change it and change it right now. I fear he's just going to warm that seat like his predecessors did, and I hope I'm real wrong. But he never even mentioned that at his hearings. He never said anything about the dangers in air traffic control or other things. So this is a wake-up call for the Trump administration.
What past precedents regarding air traffic control issues are you referring to?
Number one, across the country, do a news search of near misses. We had another near miss between two airplanes about 2 weeks ago. So they've been reported over and over again. Now, a lot of them are human error, but the fact of the matter is we shouldn't have human error when we have people on airplanes. So we do have an air traffic control system that isn't working, and he just admitted it. The helicopter was doing what it was supposed to do, and that PSA airplane was doing what it was supposed to do, and now people are dead. Somebody has a system that doesn't work, and he has to change it. It is in his lap.
What specifically do you believe officials will be investigating with regard to the air traffic control at the FAA?
Well, number one, this are going to investigate right away. But on a wider level, we have to look at why have we had near misses over the past several years? Why was this a tragedy today? What's it? If he says both vehicles or both flying machines were doing what they should have been doing, it's our system that is bad, and that's what has to be looked at. To be honest with you, Maria, we need to take a bulldozer to the front of the FAA. This is bad management, and it's putting us at risk.
All right, Mike, we're going to keep following.
We say take a bulldozer to the front of the FAA.
And what's the French toast is there to think about?
Hey, wow. Listen, look, people. Listen, look. Hey, man. Hey, I don't disagree with the man. Listen, the thing of this is, obviously, he knows what he's talking about, and who's ever in charge of the FAA is screwing the hell up. What he just said, 7 near misses. All these near misses and things like that, man. Come on, man. Wow. Okay, let's see what Trump had to say.
I'd like to request a moment of silence for the victims and their families, please. I speak to you this morning in an hour of anguish. We are one family, and today we are all heartbroken. We're all searching for answers. The FAA is actively recruiting workers who suffer severe intellectual disabilities, psychiatric problems, and other mental and physical conditions under diversity and inclusion hiring initiatives spelled out on the agency's website. Can you imagine?
Are you saying this crash was somehow caused and the result of diversity hiring? And what evidence have you seen to support these claims?
It just could have been. We have a high standard. We've had a much higher standard than anybody else. And there are things where you have to go by brain power. You have to go by psychological quality. And psychological quality is a very important element of it. These are various very powerful tests that we put to use, and they were terminated by Biden. And Biden went by a standard that's the exact opposite.
Man, come on. And see, listen, look, this is wild right here. This is where this DEI shit is going, where it was going. Okay, man.
So we don't know, but we do know that you had 2 planes at the same level. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they're a helicopter and a plane. That shouldn't have happened.
Right.
Mr. President, you have today blamed the diversity elements, but then told us that you weren't sure that the controllers made any mistake. You then said perhaps the helicopter pilots were the ones who made the mistakes.
It's all under investigation.
I understand that. That's why I'm trying to figure out how you can come to the conclusion right now that diversity had something to do with this crash.
Because I have common sense. Okay.
And what the French toast is there to think about?
Wow. Hey. What'd he say? Because I have common sense. Hey, and listen, look, that's the thing right here. We all got common sense out here. Ever since that situation with the DEI has popped into it. Now, Trump did not say it's directly DEI. You know what I'm saying? Its investigation is going on. And I hope they figure this shit the fuck out. You putting people on planes and stuff and crashing into Black Hawks that should not be there in the first damn place. That's wild. It's a damn Black Hawk. I thought a Black Hawk's supposed to have all these emergency systems on it to let you know when things are getting too close to the damn Black Hawk. It's a war machine on top of that. You supposed that Black Hawk is supposed to be aware of all types of flying missiles and all types of things that get close to it. It's a Black Hawk. All right, let's go here now. Let's see what's going on. We're going to see what's going on with the victims of this situation right here. Let's go here now.
And we are learning more about the victims on board the plane and helicopter. With Johnson is in Washington, D.C. with the latest reports. Good morning, Whit.
Michael, good morning to you. There is an overwhelming sense of grief as this tragedy has touched so many different communities. At least two of the victims were as young as 12 years old, some dying alongside their parents. And we've been speaking with loved ones who are determined to keep their memories alive.
This morning, we're beginning to see the faces and hear the stories of the 67 lives lost in that fiery crash over the Potomac. Flight 5342's first officer, Samuel Lilly, was just 29 years old and newly engaged. Tiffany Gibson telling ABC News her little brother was a kind soul.
He was young. He was so young, and he was excited about life and his future and getting a dog and a house and kids. And this is tragic.
Ian Epstein, one of two flight attendants on board, was a father and husband. His family saying in a statement he loved being a flight attendant because he truly enjoyed traveling and meeting new people. But his true love was his family. Elizabeth Key is being remembered as a strong, fearless woman who embraced life at full speed. She was killed on her 33rd birthday, returning home early from a business trip so she could go on a date with her longtime partner, David. Kia Duggins, a civil rights attorney, set to become a professor at Howard University Law School in the fall. Howard saying that Duggins dedicated her career to fighting against unconstitutional policing and unjust money bail practices. And U.S. figure skating mourning the loss of at least 14 athletes, coaches, and family members who were returning from a training camp. 12-year-old Brielle Byer, a cancer survivor, was with her mother, Justina. Andy Byer telling me his daughter, Brielle, could light up any room.
She was just such a fighter in everything she did. And she just lived life to the fullest with everything. She was so.
Wow. Look at all this life loss for no reason. No reason. This is sad. Dude lost his daughter and his wife. Then the others just, man, wow. Oh my goodness, man. This is ridiculous here. This is ridiculous. They need to figure out this FAA situation because this makes no sense that a Black Hawk should be on the same trajectory or on the same path as a commercial airline. Come on, people.
So proud of herself in figure skating, and I will miss that so much.
Spencer Lane, killed along with his mom, Christine, was a 16-year-old figure skating phenom. His father, Doug, says he was unstoppable.
Was a force of nature. He just had amazing athletic abilities and just was someone who you couldn't make him do something, but if he was like, hey, that's interesting to me, you couldn't stop him.
Married Boston Skating Club coaches and former world champions Jenya Shishkova and Vadim Nomov, seen here competing in 1996. Friends calling their deaths a tremendous loss for the skating community.
Just one of a kind. They cared about their athletes and were world champions themselves, and they were just champions in life.
Now, removing victims from the wreckage is an incredibly delicate process. Sources tell us they have ceased diving operations for now until they can lift entire parts of the fuselage to the surface of the river.
Yeah. All right. That's where we at, people. And yeah, man, like I say, my prayers go out to everybody involved, family members, victims. Yeah, this is a huge situation here that the FAA is facing right now. If it's not safe to put people on planes, then we got a huge problem over here in America. We got a huge problem. Because that's part of our staples in society now, is that we're supposed to be safe riding planes, just like the automobiles. Now I get it, nothing's ever going to be just truly 100% safe because life is life. But in these types of situations, I think that there should have been more awareness. You know, we heard the audio. You know, obviously they were calling out to the Black Hawk and to the passenger airline. So yeah, it's amazing to me they didn't get any answer back and things like that. So it's just hard to know. So we're gonna keep staying tuned, trying to figure out as more information comes out. But shout out to all my subscribers. Mad love to y'all. If you're new to the channel, please hit that like, share, subscribe button. Make sure you ring that bell to be notified whenever I decide to post things. And like I always say,
and that, my friends, is the bottom line.
That, my friends, is the bottom line.